Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Depends on where you are. Good night or whatever it may be, just in case you get ready to knock out as soon as this thing is over with. Either way, as we go through in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to start electing the rest of everybody in that is trying to get in as we are about to proceed. And like they said, the DJ box booth, right? To give you what you need, right? So tonight is a very simple thing. Our goal is to make sure that you understand how to pursue your purpose, how to build that purpose, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter what position you may be surrounding in, right? That is our whole goal. My name is Michael Holmes. If you are new to what we are doing, and I am one of the founders of the R.E.A.L University, and that R.E.A.L just is renewing excellence and advancing leadership. And we have the individuals that are around us that are coming in now, that are on the team, that are trying to and becoming the best them that they can be. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to produce you, right? We're looking to make sure that you can be the best you that you can be, right? Without that, who cares, right? Who cares if you sell 1,000,000 spoons, if you sell 10,000 things of makeup? Who cares if that's not who you are, if you're not expressing who you are, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that you are allowed to express you. So this little time here, I want to take a second to welcome Miss Carolyn Penn. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Miss Yashika McMorris. Welcome, Mr. Marcus Caldwell. Welcome, 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 Gateway Key. That's the business Gateway Key. And welcome, Mr. D. Welcome, D. Welcome, 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 iPhone number 4. Welcome, welcome. And we have some people still coming through. I see the peace sign from Miss Carolyn. Welcome, Shantae. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We had DJ TS22 coming in now. I believe that is Mr. Savion. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight, as we do every night on Thursday, 8:30 Eastern, we are coming together to strategize. You have an idea of about a business. You may want to create something from home, or you may just want to increase your individual credit rating, right? It's different things that we're trying to achieve. But what we want to do is give you structure and strategy so that you don't have to be out here with too much information and be an information overload, right? But it's real straightforward strategy. So let's get it in now. Okay, so let's share this screen and let's get it popping. Start from the beginning. All right, before I get going, just want to make sure, because it looks like I'm frozen. So if you guys can see me, throw me a 1 in there if you can still hear me and see the presentation. All right, good, 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 good. There I am. All right, let me admit. All right. So looks like we're cooking with grease, as they say. All right, so what are we doing? Okay, our goal is to make sure that you are able to do what you desire. What is it that you have a purpose to, right? So most people invite you for fluff and stuff, and they want you to sell a bunch of magazines or else that they desire for you to do, right? They want you to come aboard and you want to have financial success. And in order for you to have financial success, they say that you must sell this stuff here, or in order you must have financial success, you got to find the hottest thing over here and then study this over here and then plug into this YouTube video and then watch me do this over here, and you pay these individuals all this types of income that you are already, most people, not maybe not you, but most people are already having too much month, right, at the end of the money. So what we want to do is create something that you can have, something that you will be able to express on your own. So if you want to do a nonprofit, if you want to do a for-profit, if you want to shop from home for your life, right? We want to show you that there is an opportunity to do that. So what we want to do is create for you an option, right? An option for you. And that option is called your economy. Too many times people are trying to control your economy. And so what we did was we joined a company called My Econ. And that just simply stands for My Economy, right? So as we are going through this particular process, we want to give you the understanding that you have a good firm foundation in the company. So many companies are starting today, and it's 9 times out of 10 these individuals or the individual companies, they end up failing, right? For some reason or another, whatever this is. So you can use the foundation of personal financial success to launch that business, the real estate you're wanting to do, whatever that particular calling that you have, right? We have the networks and the resources to help you to do so. And why are we so confident in what we're doing? It's simply because the company has proven itself. 17 years old, debt-free, technology-driven, right? Because that's what it is today. You want to be able to work from anywhere, okay? And so now we're also based out of Atlanta, Georgia, which is a thriving area, which is really growing, okay? And so our mission is to empower people, to empower you, not to give you something, one of our goals, one of our issues, one of our challenges. No, we want to empower you to attain success by acquiring more cash flow, right? Already, without anyone else, without me, without anyone on this line, our associates have already generated over $500 million in cash flow. Okay. And so this is not like what like I say, it's not like another one of those things, because it does not require you to create cash flow by talking to someone, by trying to quote unquote recruit someone, right? That is not necessary. Okay. All you have to do is focus on yourself. And as you grow, then what will change is you will change. That's all you have to do. And that's going to increase your cash flow. Okay. So as we are putting these things together, we want you to see that it's a very simple concept, and that is called cash flow success. Because everybody, just think about it. Who doesn't need just a little bit more money, right? Is there anybody out there allergic to more money, right? No, not at all, right? Then people say, hey, just give me a piece of the pie, right? Well, really and truly, I'll be okay if you just give me the knife. I'll be able just to take off just a little bit off of the knife. I don't even want a piece of the pie, just enough to help me and my family, right? So with this extra cash flow, it applies to individuals, companies, like we were saying, nonprofits, governments, no matter what or who, what you're trying to do. Concepts rule the world, right? How one thinks, that is a concept, right? That it runs the world. So what we want to do is make sure that you have the most cash flow. So we want to increase that by having your right now lifestyle, by having you have in extra investing, debt elimination. See, what we do is we want to give you the strategies so that you'll be able to implement these things. See, if you have more cash flow, then you have what? A better lifestyle. If you have more cash flow, you can invest so that you can have a better what? Lifestyle in the end, right? Now, also too, if you are in a process of the debt that's surrounding you, if you can pay yourself out of that debt, then that's what? You have more money that you can use for your cash flow, okay? And how do you get more cash flow? We want to establish your economy, right? What is that? My economy, right? Financial strategies that will help you to do that. And strategies is not focusing upon another trinket, something else that's hot. Let me jump on Bitcoin because it's hot. Let me jump on, this because it's hot. But what is your actual calling? What is your purpose in life? Let's go after that, right? And so with that, you can increase with your own products and services. So once you understand financial strategies, then let's jump in and let's find out what it is that you have a passion for, right? And then let's create a particular ownership so that you have more choices. Because right now, businesses are failing, businesses are moving across seas, businesses are laying people off, right? So, what do? Do you have more choices, right, in order for you to be okay if that was to happen with you, right? So, we want more cash flow with strategies, not with the second job, not selling plates from home, not having a sell anything particularly, right? Now, if that is your something that you're drawn to, then so be it. That's totally fine. But we want to establish you with more cash flow by understanding having an income shifting membership. When you want to feel better, be better, right? You go get a gym membership, right? When you want to learn or get some understanding of different things, you go get a library membership, right? And so now we have an income shifting membership to increase your cash flow. Because without an introduction of new knowledge, then you maintain, you stay right where you are. If there's no introduction of anything new, then you cannot change. And if you cannot change, then welcome to your life, right? So the strategies in the membership empower us to generate more cash flow, to help keep the cash flow in our hands, in our homes, right? So that we can have the things that we desire. So that when we are on the job, we're not always on, the hope creed, right? When we're on the job, we go on a break and we hope they don't see us come back late, right? We're getting into clock into work and we hope they don't see us, that we didn't quite make it on time, right? So we hope that we can get the PTO, right? So we want to have options so that you can be on the wish creed, not just the hope creed. So now you have options. You've created extra cash flow. You have assets. You have created a business rather, right? So now if they say, hey, you came back late, all of your bills are paid for by your assets. So you wish somebody would say something to you, right? So now that's what you want to operate on: more options and more choices. So the first thing we do is we show you the quick cash flow method. Majority of individuals right now are on a W-2, right? And that means that you're on a typical job, which means you don't operate with a 1099, or you get taxes taken out of your pay, right? And so that means that there is a strategy available for you that is a quick cash flow increase. That's what we're going to introduce you to. Also, you want to minimize your taxes, because then when you minimize your taxes, that's less money that has to go out. See, I was talking to a friend today and it was like, hey, I see where we're going. He said, all I have to do is just to settle down and just execute the steps that are there. But see, if you keep pointing your wand right into the Instagram model, or into the YouTube model, which is, hey, do this like me, and tomorrow you can have $5,000 a month, right? You just right away. But when you get and establish yourself, we have a 369 strategy, which means that, hey, in 3 days or less, we're going to help you to have a quick cash flow. And then in 6 weeks or less, we're going to start generating business income. And then 9 months or less, our goal is to be generating your investment income. You see, that's your 369 total financial transformation. So as we minimize the taxes with business deductions, we're allowed to now write off our lifestyle. You are paying bills, right and left, right and left. You're paying for the internet, you're paying for your gas, you're paying, for your children. These things are write-offs. So learn how to convert those into write-offs, right? And then your number 3 is to build great credit, right? We know when we have better credit, we pay less in interest, which means we have more money, right? We remove the debt. We already know that we get better returns, right? When we don't have debt that's constantly taking our money, we can put more money into investing to get those better returns, right? So then we can invest like the pros. See, just the thing is to decide what is your end goal? What is this that you're trying to create? If you're just running after money, it's going to consistently elude you. But when you design your life around a purpose and then use the strategies, develop a cash flow plan that will help you determine where you are and where you are going, then you can see where you're going to be. Does that make sense? Right? So that's what we want to start creating. Okay. And so with that, it's like this. We always teach these three things as well as personal credit, business credit, and leveraging credit. Right? There was a philosopher that said, hey, if you give me a big enough leverage, I can actually, good. I can actually move the world. If I have a big enough lever rather, I can move the world. A lever is just simply, I say, a stick, right, or a piece of board that you would position over a wedge. And this board would then allow you to pick up a heavy item, right, by leveraging it. So we teach you how to leverage your time, leverage your credit, leverage your cash flow, right? And so with this, we show you how to leverage a particular product called travel. How many of us out there are paying full price for travel? All of you. If you don't have a travel membership, if you don't have an income shifting membership, you're paying full price for travel. Why are you doing that? You're paying full price for your money too, right? And you think, Mike, how can I buy money? You are paying full price for your money because we'll go into that a little bit more. See, education frees you. You know better, right? So you can do better. So you have this membership now and you use it with yourself, up to 70% savings. So if you save 70%, that goes into your pocket, right? All right. If you think about it, guess what, ladies and some men, we know, right? If you have a discount sale, it's going to be easier for you to purchase, right? Right. We just had a young gentleman say today, right? It was something that he was looking for and it was on sales at 10% off, right? So it's a perfect time to grab it, right? And this is 70% off. Right. So why would you hesitate if you're wanting to do any type of moving around, right? With 110% cash back, right? If you find something better, a better price than in your membership, you get it back. You get reward credits for every time you use it. And if you also let people in your family and friends use your membership, you also get credits, which you can use to get what Starbucks, to get Target gift cards and things like that, Walmart gift cards, right? It converts into cash. See, that's the type of thing you're talking about. Why work by yourself, right? When the team says what? Together, each achieves more. Over 1 million hotels and resorts, over 300,000 luxury residences, over 15,000 cruises, right? It's so many different things that you have access to. Why pay retail for anything when you don't have to, right? If I know an individual that is selling butters, right? And then I know that if I can get involved with this particular person in generating customers for them or involved in some type of customer retention program, right? So now I am not only getting my butters at a less than retail, but I'm also helping out a next person that is getting into business and doing business, right? So we also will show you how to leverage other people's products and services. Have you ever heard of the term OPM, right? Other people's money. Robert Kiyosaki put a whole book out about it, right? So if you're doing that, then it's time to learn how to leverage other people's systems, other people's products, other people's services, so that you can do the things that you desire, right? And so we teach you the credit. We also have the identity protection with free and discount legal services, and also some other great products and services that we'll get into later, roadside services, nutritional products. See, some people would like to take advantage of every aspect, which means that, hey, as an entrepreneur, when I meet an individual and I am only selling this particular thing, let's say this particular thing is knives and spoons, or say, right? And so I'm just selling knives and spoons. That is my thing. Or I'm selling insurance, right? Whatever this particular thing is. So now I'm meeting
Yeah,
100 people, right? This just
the
imagine
fuck?
100 people I'm meeting. Okay. Now out of this
Oh,
100
shit.
people, only one or two of them are going to actually
The
want
hell?
my knives and spoons, right? And if that's the case, what do I do with the rest? Right?
Wow.
I'm actually missing out or leaving money on the table. Right. So now you're able to, now I'm working on myself. I'm getting my credit together. I'm working on my business credit. I'm working on my cash flow. I'm working on the things that's going to help me get to the end goal that I want. Right. And so now people say, hey, Mike, what is it that you're doing that's getting better? What is it that you're doing that's showing me, that you're doing things that you seem to be getting better, right? And I say, well, I've been working with this company. And they say, well, I need this, or I need that. You say, well, I don't have it, but I can point you over here and see, now we help them. You get a part of the profits. It is simple. Why beat your head against the wall, right? Don't have to go through the Hard Knocks University. Just stop going through the hard knocks, right? We love it. We love it. We love it. So as you go through the system, you get more income by building a business, right? So we teach you purpose pursuing, which means that I'm working on my individual self. I'm shifting my income. I'm understanding taxes. I'm leveraging. I'm creating assets for myself, right? Now, if you're going through life and you start to see, well, my goodness, my retirement is coming up, or I would like to retire earlier. So let me increase my business, right? So now you become a purpose builder. You help other people to what? To their purposes. So now you have business income coming in by just sharing your story. Just tell people your testimony, or tell people the testimony of Miss McMorris, or tell people the testimony of Mr. Kennard, or tell people the testimony of Miss Carolyn. See, tell people those testimonies with the excitement that relates to them, right? And if they say, hey, I like that too, invite them out. And that's all you do, but continue working on you, right? And then we have the automated technology that really frees you. So what is really your goal? Are you trying to be free, or are you just trying to get more money? If you're just trying to get more money, get yourself a second job and be miserable, because it's going to take you away from everything that you desire. You're going to wake up, you're going to be 60, and you're not going to have spent time with your family like you desired. Okay. So we want to do things differently, right? And so with that, we were talking about sharing this type of stories. We were talking about profit sharing, right? So when you do that, you introduce it, you can introduce this income shifting membership by just getting better, right? And now you receive up to $76 every time somebody says, I want to work on me too, right? And then that individual says, hey, my Uncle Sam, Uncle Charlie, rather, I don't care for Uncle Sam, right? But Uncle Charlie says he wants to help himself too. And you refer that person. You can make up to $10 every time those people refer. So now you have nationwide centers of cash flow. When you understand assets, you don't just go out and say, hey, let me go out and put $50,000 in a business. And then you realize that, hey, it's going to take me at least 4 or 5 years before I get that $50,000 back. So that means that I'm not even in profit mode until my 4th or 5th year. See, those type of moves are what we do because that's what we see. But the wealthy create many points of cash flow. So you could be making $1 a month here. You can have something over here creating $10 a month. You can have something over here creating $100 a month, right? And see, all of these things are operating without you. You see what I'm saying? So the wise man says, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of just my own effort. So when do we wake up and say, I'm going to stop procrastinating? I'm going to stop doing the things that's putting me right back in this position. I'm going to look at my budget. I'm going to increase my cash flow, reduce my taxes. I'm going to get my credit right. Now I'm going to get myself together, right? And see, as you're doing this, you're going to get paid to do it. Uncle Sam recognizes you working on yourself as a business because you're working on yourself through this income shifting membership. Okay. So let's imagine as you're working on yourself, you introduce 5 individuals throughout the week. That's up to $380 for that week. You've created 250 sales for that year. Okay. Just people just bumping into you because you're getting better. Now, this produces residual income, not just, not, if you can just get this, guys. If you just take your time, the time is going to pass anyway. Just think about it. If you just introduce here, there, as you working on your individual things, and it takes you a couple years to create a couple hundred sales, right? Now you have about $3,000 a month coming in. What did you do 2 years ago that today is producing $3,000 a month? What opportunity could you have had? You see what I'm saying? See, think about it as return on investment, not just what you're doing. Okay. So as you increase to weekly and you get more people upon the team and you're helping people to their purpose, right? So now you're creating 20 sales within that week. That's up to $1,500 a week. You've created 1,000 sales, right? Once you create those sales, as long as they stay with the books or stay purpose pursuing, right? That created for you $13,000 a month. See, and then what if that takes you 5 years to do so? What are you going to do, right? 5 years from here, okay? It's amazing. You work on yourself and still become the best you can be and create multiple streams of income without any extra time. So the income shifting membership, that's the business income system, the income shifting strategies, the quick cash flow strategy, minimize taxes, get out of debt, the build credit, the invest like the pro strategy, all of those things comes with this. You might be thinking, well, my God, right? All of that, people are charging thousands of dollars for courses and tens of thousands of dollars to sit with coaching, right? But you can grab all of these things to get you where you want for $19.95 to get started. Now, if you see that you're not going to complete it, or you're not you say, man, I just knew it. I want to do it, but I'm not in the place to, because some people just realize that they don't want to give it their all. And that's understandable when you make that decision, right? Then you can just bow out, no problem, right? $20, okay? Now, but if you decided, you say, hey, this is lovely. I'm going to continue. Got a cash flow plan. I got my blueprint ready. Got my business credit. I'm working on income that I'm shifting, right? Then it's just $39.95 and you keep going, right? And that's the lovely part about it. If you want the travel included, then it's just $49.95 and $49.95 30 days later, right? With this, it's so simple, right? And the thing is, when things are so simple, it's also simple not to do, okay? And we don't want you to get in that position that it is simple not to do, okay? We want you to be in a position to where you are creating the lifestyle that you desire, right? And so when you're creating that type of lifestyle, now it's nothing withheld from you. And so you may say, well, Mike, and I've had this before. I've been in this position. Mike, I don't even have $19.95, right? I would love to get myself started and start today and increasing my knowledge, my education, and becoming a better me. But so what we will do is we will show you how to do the first step, which is increasing the cash flow by adjusting your W-4, right? That W-4 is going to give you an increase of maybe $150 to $500 a month, okay? Then you'll use that to start, right? And we got so many different ways to create you, what the real you. That's what we want to do, right? So we spend this first 25, 30 minutes to show you why we do what we do, right? This is the structure. This is why people succeed. Okay. And this is also why people do not succeed, because they don't have a strategy. They're just out there hoping that things work out for the best. And then they pray and hope that, something changes. When the prayer doesn't change the situation, the prayer changes how you look upon the situation. So then you can be better, right? So that you can improve who you are. Okay. And so that's what we want to start increasing, is being the best we can be. Who cares about how many, things that people sell if it's not making me the best that I can be, right? So what we want to do is say, okay, I want to create extra income. And creating that extra income is starting here. Here, right, is how we think. So today, let that individual know that invited you out. And if you are one of the people that are a part of our crew, a part of our team, a lovely family, and you have not gotten or reactivated their My Econ membership, make sure you go ahead and get that done. And let's go ahead and get your cash flow manager put up. We had one of our youngest individuals on the family today, in the R.E.A.L family today, to sign up. 18 years old, just graduated, just went over into Greenville Tech, and has already started on this cash flow manager. And it's like, man, is this why you adults? What are you adults doing, right? What is this? This is easy. I can do this in my sleep. This is going to create something for forever. This is my thing. I can see now, right? And see, we got to, just like it says in the good book, right? To receive as a little child. We've been hurt. We've been taken advantage of. We've been misused. We've been mishandled, right? See, the thing is this allows you to take your focus off of the person and put it on the strategy and the tactics. So now it only depends upon you. See, something else, like if you go and have a Forex, right? Or you want to create some type of business. See, those things depend on the customers, on the clients. Those things depend on something outside of you. When you work with My Econ, when you work with the R.E.A.L University, renewing excellence, advancing leadership, it works from inside out. We produce the cash flow from what you know and understand. Then we build on the levels from after that. All right. So let that individual know that, number one, I want to work on me. Let's get me done. Let's get me into the system right now. I wish I knew about this 10 years ago. I talked to a great guy earlier today, Andrew, and I don't know Andrew from anywhere, but Andrew said I'm interested in getting my life better, to get my business better, to get my life better, right? And see, now he can see and says, hey, I wish I'd have known about this, right? So because it's now something that I can activate for my purpose, okay? And so let that person know you're one. You're going to work on yourself, right? Or let them know you're two, which means I'm gonna work on myself, but I have a circle, I have a community that I want to help, right? We feed the children, we do things with the elderly, we do different things in the volunteering area, we do things to help out in the women's shelters and things like that. Well, so we also have these different areas and functions, right? So that we are not only trying to do good for ourselves, but we are also doing good for the community, right? So let them know if you're one or two. I'm definitely going to work on myself, number one, or number two, I'm going to work on myself and help my community, okay? So as we do this, those of you that want to stay on, we're going to jump into just a little bit of what we do, all right? We're going to go over a couple of the real estate pieces that we've been looking at, so that you can see how we focus with a group economic basis. And then we also have various businesses that we operate with. Okay, with those businesses, we have various people that do things as much as, I don't even want to go down the line, because this is a whole, every person here. Yeah, every person on this call tonight is doing a different business, right? And so what we're doing is not only getting ourselves together, but we are still staying as a community and saying, okay, hey, just because I do this as a business, as this is a business, we're not separate. We come together so that now everybody I know, I can also point them to this person, right? And everybody over here that Miss Penn knows, she can also point them to over here to Mr. Kennard's people, right? And so together we are aware of everybody's proclivities, what they're drawn to, what their businesses are, okay? And that's how we join. That's why we join and get together. So every night, Thursday, and this is going to be private matter. So we're going to sign off now and we're going to start our training, things like that. But every night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, that's when we dive in and we do a presentation. And once you become an income shifting member with R.E.A.L University through our My Econ membership, then you as well can be a part of our training, no matter where you are in the nation, and be a part of our group economics. All right. But y'all have a good one. And we're going to shut off this live, but everybody stay. That's going to be a part of our training. All right. All right. So let's rock and roll. So much so. All right. So as we are going through this process, what I want to do is to show you how it applies, and then go through a couple of things. So let's imagine where you are. So let's imagine you say, most people are in this position and they are in the position that says, I need extra income. Okay. Whatever that, whatever this is something. There's extra income, extra cash flow, no matter what that is, right? And see, what we want to do is to show you, I want to go by some of your, what I want to say, preconceived notions, some of your, what you've been taught and what you have been taught to look out for, okay? Because people that are doing business are really capitalizing on those individuals that are looking to do business. Okay, it'll become clear what I mean. Okay, see, when they send us to school, that particular business is designed to create employees. It's not designed to create financial successful people. That's why they don't introduce certain functions, right? How financial teachings, right? Just basic budgeting and things like that. And so when you think of it like this, then that means that you have, from the time you started school all the way up to 12th grade, or if you went through college, that's been enforced in you to produce for somebody else. Okay. So when you have that ingrained in you, and you go and say, hey, I'm tired of that, but now I want to start a new business. I want to start a business. I'm going to start selling something, right? That's something new, something. I'm going to start doing something. And see, when that happens, we look for the job results, which means that I'm going to start a business and then expect a paycheck. Okay. And see, that never happens. That what this creates a small business person that owns a job. Okay. And so this is what we see in pretty much America, right? The top 2-3% or so have learned how to create corporations and businesses, and they have also, and I don't want to say it, yeah, I do. I also want to say like this. So when they say they're creating businesses, what they're doing is creating big business. Okay. This is the difference. Okay. Big business, small business. What they do is they create a large tree with many branches. And then all of the employees and also those people that are quote unquote self-employed or small business owners, they lodge in the tree branches of that large corporation. Okay. And see, when you think like this, then you see why the wealth does not transfer. Okay. So when individuals pass away in the majority of the lower 95% of America, there is no passing of wealth as well. You see, a lot of times, a lot of communities have understood how to use insurance as a wealth builder. Okay. See, the whole time you have individuals who are taught how to do, and I'm just going to show you just different ideas on how to look at things so that now when you get off of here, you can see why I say go ahead and do your cash flow manager, go ahead and do your cash flow strategist, go ahead and do the small things and let the big things operate. Let it happen along the way, but make sure you're doing the small things, because if you don't, you're going to get gobbled up. Okay. And see, we start to learn how to use things like term life, right? Instead of whole life. It's a difference. When you pass away with a whole life, you may have a $5, $10, $20,000 policy. It's not going to be huge, right? But if you pass with a term life, it's much more likely that you're going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. And see, now we start to understanding how to produce, right? So with your business as you have now, I want you to understand how to start looking at it as a big business, how you can create something that is large enough for others to hang their purposes underneath. Okay. So if you're in trucking, if you are a nonprofit, if you are in health and wellness, if it doesn't matter what you call out, whatever this profession is, whatever this calling is, you're going to need customers. You're going to need a following. You're going to need chair people, right? If you're a nonprofit, you're going to need donations, right? So you have to understand the flow of business. You can't just say, okay, hey, they said if I get this and I can put this amount of money in this, and then that should create this. You see, that's what they're looking for you to do. And that's only going to give you one more option. It's not going to free you, okay? Because now that thing is going to become your job. You're going to belong to it. You see what I'm saying? So when you start to create extra cash flow, right, by reducing your taxes, reducing your debt, getting your credit better, working on the business credit, right? Producing the write-offs with your cash flow manager, writing off your bills, right? This is making you become more substantial, okay? Because increasing your cash flow and decreasing debt and expenses, that means that you can retire earlier, okay? So this is why we do what we do, and we break it down into 3 sections: cash flow management, business income, investment income. So when you are in your home, you should be thinking, I'm working in this arena, right? You may have an investment, and we are in the group economic area, and you have an investment. So now you have a portion working in the investment column, right? You also are working on your business income. You're grabbing the vendors, you're paying for your vendors, or you're getting your foundation together. So now you got something in the business income sector, right? Now your cash flow management sector, you're working on your budget. You've broken down your income into 4 weeks so that you'll know, okay, this is what I got coming in every month. These are the number of bills that I have. This is what I'm going to be writing off. This is when I'm going to retire. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand these things, now you have the motivation to do what's required to build a big business. Okay. So big business is this: as you are working on you, as we were talking earlier, You are working on you. You are becoming, like my man Jim Rohn says, you're becoming better. You're becoming better, right? People see you. They'll run from miles around just to see what in the world changed with Michael Young. What in the world changed with Junior Watts? What in the world changed with James Canard? What's happening with these individuals? What's Shantae? She just talking different. What is going on with my friend, right? So now what this does is this allows you to say, hey, it's not me, but I'm going to point you to what it is. Okay. Now, during this particular time frame, you have over the next 12 months, you've gotten your personal credit together. You're working on your business credit. You're lining those things up. You got several pieces of investments that you got working on. See, you got all these things lined up, right? So now these individuals that are coming to you, they're saying, yeah, I want to work on myself too. They're working on myself too. I want to work on myself too. They just keep coming to you. One person comes, 10 people come, right? So let's say, let's say in the year, right? There's actually 50 people within this year that says, hey, let's not even do it. Yeah, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. That's about 4 persons, right? 4 people a month or so. Yeah, that's about 50 individuals throughout this year said, hey, there's something that I would like to do, right? I like to work on me. You're not selling them something. You're not selling them personal credit. You're not selling them anything. You're just working on you. And they say, I want to become better too. Now these 50 individuals are out there working on themselves, okay? Now, as they're working on themselves, they're going to get a new home. Maybe they get financing for their business. Maybe they get personal financing. Maybe they get an automobile. Maybe they just become an individual and start to refer a lot of people to you. Maybe they are the individual that has an income shifting membership and refers others that get other income shifting memberships. So let's imagine these 50 people, right? One of them, let's say you're getting $10 a month. Okay. And let's say some of them you're getting $30 a month. Some of them you're getting $100 a month, right? Some of them even $1,000 a month. Okay. See, now these are separate points of cash flow, or these are assets that you have created. Okay. See, this is how you have to think. It's not just the monopoly portion where we want to do what? We want to get the green houses and the red hotels, right? So it's not only that, but we also want to buy the properties. We also want to get the railroads. We also want to make sure that we get the money that's inside of the chance, right? So you may not play like that. That's what we do. We play $200 on the chance. But anyway, right? You want to have multiple things happening. If somebody lands on any one of those properties that you have, you want to be able to collect that rent, right? So those are your separate points or your separate points of assets, okay? And see, when you start thinking of that way, now you're tuning in. And so now you understand, okay, this is what I have to do. These are the things I have to do. I have to create every column, cash flow column. Got it together. I got my cash flow plan. I got my I'm writing off my expenses, right? I'm writing off my lifestyle. I'm doing all the things. I'm reducing my taxes. I'm getting my credit together. Now I got something in the business income, right? I'm pointing other people to the way that want to get better. Okay. So when you're doing these things, now you're creating a lifestyle that works. Okay. So now, after listening and after you have created this type of framework for your life, okay? What you want to do is now be in a position to learn, okay? And see, what real helps you to do is to earn and learn, okay? That simply means that majority of the times, if you want to become a realtor, if you want to become whatever it is you need a degree, right? If you want to get a certificate in a particular thing, that's going to take you a year. It's going to take you 6 months. It's going to take you 12 months. It's going to take you 2 years. It's going to take you 4 years. See, it's going to take you this time that you're going to put in before you have the opportunity to earn. Okay. But for some reason, when we start working a business, we want to do it the opposite way, okay? So I want to show you now that as you are learning, you can start implementing what you learn and start earning at the same time, okay? So what that does is that puts you in a position to create your lifestyle, whatever this particular purpose that you're chasing, that you're pursuing and building. You're creating this particular trucking industry. You're creating this particular health and wellness industry. You're creating this coaching industry, whatever this is. See, you design the attraction point around others that want to do the same. So that way you're just say, for instance, you just simply say, hey, I'm doing trucking. If you find others that want to do trucking, you simply point them to the way. And see, now you can build various franchises across the nation by helping others to produce. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we call the real you. You not only express the best you could be, but you multiplied who you are into others that don't have the options or opportunities. Okay. And see, that's why we do this on Thursdays, so that you can invite others. Then you don't have to present, you don't have to speak, but then they like what they see, and then they're able to do more, and it counts for you. Okay. So when you start to earn and learn, then you start to put together what we have been demonstrating, the ARV times 65% minus repair cost equals your maximum allowable offer. Okay. To the new individuals out there, ARV is the after repair value for a property. Okay. This particular property is run down somewhere. It's in a community. The community looks pretty good, or the area looks pretty good, but the property is in disarray. Okay. Like Mr. Corey is doing, okay, like Mr. Kennard is doing, like Mrs. McMorris is doing, like right. So as we put these things together, okay, we start to find the properties. So let's say we see a property. The property is 123 Main Street, okay? And this is why we do the three things. We get our cash flow management together. We do our business income. We have an income shifting membership to make sure. Why get to a place to create six figures and you don't have a good foundation? You're going to lose it, right? We don't want to create six figures, but we're still doing all the work. No, we don't want to do that, right? If you do want to do that, then you're in the wrong place. Okay. So 123 Main Street. And we saw that this is a boarded up, it's crazy, ugly, whatever, right? And so now we see that they want 30K for it. Okay. We called the seller. We found out it was a sign on this particular one. So we called and we said, okay, you know what was going on. We found that they wanted $30,000 for this trash of a home. Okay, so it's this terrible looking. Right. So now, either on our cell phone or on a particular iPad, or when you get home, whatever, we're going to find out what is our ARV. And that's just simply after prepared value. Okay. This, when you understand this, you can analyze anything, any piece of property. This simple piece will take you where you need to go when you need to analyze. Okay. So we look on, I'll just give you one site right now. We know many, but this is one of the main sites, Zillow.com. And on Zillow.com, they will show you the surrounding properties. Okay. On there, some you'll see that are now for sale. Some you will see that has already sold. Okay. So in this particular Zillow.com, we put in 123 Main Street, and then it pops up. And then we look at the surrounding properties, and we see surrounding 123 Main Street, the houses that are for sale, and we see, let's say we took the three of them, okay? We say on the average, houses that are for sale are looking at about 200,000, okay? And then we also will click onto the filter and we'll see the houses that have already sold. So we can see what's going on in that area. Is it a lot of things selling? Is it not selling? Is it climbing, right? We can see what's happening by knowing what's already being sold, okay? What's been sold, okay? So we look at that and we say, okay, well, good. You know, the ones that are selling, it looked like they were selling for about 180K or so. So everything's, you know, in line, you know. So now we see, we'll take that as an ARV and let's just say, we saw that the top was about 250K and the bottom average is about 150K. Okay. Now we're going to just simply say, we're going to use for our calculations the middle, and we're going to say we're going to use the 200,000. Okay. So now we have the 200,000. That's our ARV. We're going to multiply that by 65%. Okay. Now, so 100,000 times 65% is 65,000. So 65,000 plus 65,000 would give us what, 130,000. Okay. So now 200K times 65% is $130,000. Okay. So now we also find out that this is a home doesn't have any HVAC in there. It also needs a roof, right? So this is a complete repair. We're going to need everything. So now we see that the repairs are 60K. Okay. So now we have all the individual things that we're going to need. Okay. Get this out of the way. All right, let me get this over here. So we put those together, right? So 200 times 65% is 130,000, right? ARV times 65%. We subtract the repair costs. So that's 130 minus 60, right? 60K is the repairs, okay? So now this gives us what? 130, that's 70,000, okay? Now, so now we see the most that we're going to pay for this property is $70,000. That's it. That's as simple as it is. If it's more than that, or we can't negotiate them to get them underneath this, then we move on. We keep moving. See, this will allow you to analyze property until you find the one that fits in your parameters. Then you can go see the property. Then you can go check out the construction and all those different things that you need to do, right? Well, so we want to know, can we make profit first, right? And see, when you do this, you have everything in place. And see, we are analyzing this behind the scenes. So as you are learning these things, we are actually implementing these things over here. So you're learning them and you still can participate with us as we are doing them. Okay. And see, during that time, you should be working on your personal credit. You should be getting your cash flow manager together, cash flow strategist together. You should be working on your individual personal development, the things that's going into your mind. You should be reading differently, talking differently, right? So now we see that this property, we're not going to pay no more than $70,000 for it, right? And so let's go back and we see that they only wanted 30,000 for it. So immediately, right, we're going to call and we're going to get this done because that's exactly what we need. It's underneath our maximum. Now, if they wanted $80,000 for the property, right, then we would have to pass on it unless we could get them to come down. Okay. So when you do this, now you're able to create assets up front and assets in the behind. Okay. So when you do it this way, you've created, because now we're going to create a purchase. We're going to now buy the property for the 30,000. And then with what we have, what we know, we're going to put a proposal together. And then the bank is going to give us the other 60K to do the repairs. So, particular property that's worth 200,000, we're going to buy for 30, going to put 60 in it, right? So we're only going to be in it for 90,000. 60K the repairs, right? 30K the purchase. So we put 90,000 into the property to make it worth 200,000. Okay, that's why we use the parameters that we use, because it gives you a win-win-win scenario. You can't lose when you buy this way. Okay, and see, when you do this, this is also how you analyze businesses. Okay, this is also how you see where your business is going to grow to. And I'll teach you how to use this same type of analysis for that. Okay. So these are the different stages that you go through. You might say, Mike, I heard all of that, but that was like, Chinese or, Hebrew to me. That's good. That's fine. Because if you don't have anything challenging your intellect, then you're going backwards, right? So you got to know better to do better. Okay. So as you are growing, your job is to just simply working on your budget, working on personal credit, working on getting your business credit together, working on understanding these particular terminologies and investing. You see what I'm saying? You plug into your videos and all those types of things, and you start to learn, and you start to change. And then the weekends we go and we start to explore, right? We start to looking into property. We got a group that is just doing phenomenal right now with Miss McMorris and Carolyn Penn and Shantae Watts right now. They're doing some phenomenal things. I think Miss Ursula's a part of that as well. And if I missed you, forgive me. But they're going out looking at the kitchens to help us do the feeding program. See, when you become involved, you sow first. And for some reason, even though it's written that what you sow, you'll reap, we tend to want to reap before we sow. Okay. And so we get involved, we start sowing. We get involved, we started learning. We get involved, we started doing. And then we start receiving that flow. Okay. Guys, we're going to create some great things. That's all I have for tonight. Like I said, I like to keep it right there. We want to do the presentation. And then what we call this is our drill for skills section. As soon as we end up with the presentation, we want to go into some development of your business character. So not only do you know, right, but you can teach. That's what's important. Not only do you know, but you can teach. Right. And if you don't want to teach, or you feel like that's not your area, that's fine. The teaching is just simply pointing people to the professor. Right. That's not me. That's just whoever's teaching at the time. Right. So as you're doing this, guys, we'll see you on the other side of purpose, because this side is the side where you have your past, where you have the predictable things that have already happened. So go through the other side, and then we'll see you on the other side of purpose. Y'all be good. Peace.